Welcome to Becoming Boss C. During this video, we will prepare for Part 1 of the Certified Internal Auditor Exam. We will specifically discuss the different types of audit services that you can perform as an internal auditor. So, let's get started. The first type of audit services we will discuss are assurance services. Assurance services require an internal auditor to provide an objective assessment of evidence with the ultimate goal of producing a conclusion or evaluation of a process, operation, function, or system. The key word to remember is objective. This means the nature and scope of assurance services are determined by the internal auditor and not the engagement client. When you think of assurance services, look closely at the word assurance. The goal is to assure the public or a governing body, such as the board of directors or an audit committee, that the existing processes, systems, functions, or procedures are designed effectively or are operating effectively. Since we are trying to assure another party, there will be at least 3 parties that participate in assurance services. One of the participants is the person making the assessment, which is the internal auditor. The second participant is the person or group that operates the entity, system, function, or process. In the internal audit profession, we call this person the key process owner or control owner. The third participant is the person or group that uses the assessment to make decisions. We call this person the user. Again, this can be the audit committee, a regulatory body such as the SEC, which is Securities and Exchange Commission, the board of directors, or management. If you have researched the internal audit profession or worked as an internal auditor, you may be aware that there are multiple types of assurance services. For example, IT auditors may perform system security and privacy audits, which focus on assessing security controls and privacy settings over systems. Internal auditors with an accounting background may perform financial statement audits over a company's balance sheet and income statement. Compliance audits can be performed to assess adherence to policies and standards. Operational audits can be performed to examine existing operational processes and controls over the revenue cycle, treasury cycle, human resources cycle, and more. In summary, these are examples of the various types of assurance services, which involve an independent examination of governance, risk management, and control processes. The other types of audits that an internal auditor can perform are called consulting services. Unlike assurance services, consulting services do not generally require an independent assessment or conclusion. Consulting services consist of internal auditors advising management or a specific leadership group or person, known as an engagement client. Consulting services are requested by this engagement client, which leads to our next theme to remember. While assurance services generally have at least 3 parties who participate, remember, consulting services generally only have 2 parties participating: the internal auditor who is providing the consulting service and the requester of the consulting services, also known as the engagement client. The nature of consulting services are agreed on by both the internal auditor and the engagement client. Services may add value and provide great insight about the client's operations and how they can be enhanced or improved. A consulting service is not an examination or assessment that requires an opinion or conclusion, unlike assurance services. There are 4 variations of consulting services: facilitation, advice, counsel, and training, or FACT. If you want a mnemonic to help you remember these types of consulting services, remember that there are 4 consulting facts. facilitation, advice, counsel, and training. Let's explore what each of those mean. If you are enjoying this lesson, click the like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more informative videos. Facilitation may involve internal auditors working with management to obtain new insight on existing processes or policies, or potential processes and policies. It may also include conducting self-assessments with a department and then providing valuable summaries of feedback to management on what can change or what should change, or what is working well and should be continued. Advice may include presenting solutions to ongoing or new problems, or providing preventive control ideas for major risks within the organization, such as confidential data breaches and strategic planning insight. Counsel may seem similar to advice, but think of counsel as being a supporter of management. So while advice involves internal auditors giving direct recommendations and suggestions, counsel can be an internal auditor providing feedback on management's planned strategy or operational processes. Training may seem obvious. This is where internal auditors can teach and share knowledge about new processes, controls, policies, standards, and regulation requirements, or any other topic. Department staff or leaders may be the trainees, and the internal auditors will be the trainers. Remember, during both assurance and consulting services, which are facilitation, advice, counsel, and training, the internal auditor should always be objective and should not perform the duties and tasks that are management's responsibilities. Let's answer a few practice questions. Number 1, all of the following are examples of assurance services except A, financial engagement, B, compliance engagement, C, due diligence engagement, D, training engagement. Now, there are some tricky words here. We have except. So watch out for those words when you're answering your questions on the exam. Remember, assurance services are objective examinations of evidence for the purpose of providing an independent assessment on governance, risk management, and control processes for an organization. A training engagement is a consulting service. So the answer is D, training engagement. This is not an example of an assurance service. Number 2, all of the following are examples of consulting services except A, advice engagement, B, legal counsel engagement, C, system security engagement, D, facilitation engagement. Remember, consulting services are advisory in nature and involve an internal auditor performing client-requested services. They are intended to add value and provide insight on governance, risk management, and control processes. So, the correct answer is C, system security engagement. This is not an example of a consulting service. Number 3, which of the following audit services involves assessing evidence and providing an objective opinion or a conclusion? A, facilitation engagement, B, compliance audit engagement, C, training engagement, D, legal counsel engagement. Based on what we discussed earlier, the answer is B, compliance audit engagement. The other 3 options are facts, facilitation, counsel, and training engagements. Thanks for tuning in to learn about the different types of audit services. If you enjoyed this video, you can click the like button below and comment to provide feedback. For more ways to support this channel, click the description box below and subscribe to the channel. As always, stay blessed and stay Boss C. Now here's another video that you might find helpful.